What's going on, everybody? This your boy King Germ, one half of Pod and Saved Our Marriage. Each and every Friday, Queen Germ and myself drop an episode to show the people how Pod and Saved Our Marriage. Now, we're not like most married couples. Most of the time we disagree, but that's the beauty of the show. So, when you get through listening to Sparrows UnderReview, come give us a listen. Each and every Friday on any DSP, go look for Pod and Saved Our Marriage.
As a young man. Whoa. As a young man, I'll repeat that one more time for the audience. I'm JR.
And I'm Stacy.
But as a young man, Chinese food was something that had no advertisement to it. The way that it was taught to me and was brought to me was by word of mouth. People would tell you in my local city of Lynchburg, Virginia, oh, Shanghai Express with the R20 is the best stuff you can eat. But then some people would be like, oh, go on Campbell Avenue or go over to Old Forest Road and get some food. But in later life, Stacy and I journeyed through the great state of West Virginia to search for Chinese food. Mm-hmm. Chinese food is something that has always been spread by word of mouth. You cannot give me a review of Chinese food because I'm not going to believe you. I got to go there and see what it's like.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you something right now. Word of mouth and someone telling you what they think of Chinese food is you're counteracting what you just said.
How?
Because what you're saying is Chinese food is told about word of mouth because we hardly ever see any commercials. Like you said the other day, Panda Express doesn't count because
that's just garbage.
They try to kill people.
Right.
In your opinion. Like we said, these are all our opinions.
But what I'm saying here is this.
But then you said you can't tell me whether that Chinese food is good or not.
Not by some Yahoo written review or Google review. When I hear it from somebody's mouth, I had to hear about Main Kwong in South Charleston.
So people you can trust.
Yeah, I can trust them.
You can't get on Google and type in Chinese restaurants and you can't look at their reviews and follow those. But say if your mom goes to the Chinese restaurant down the street and says, hey, you need to go try that out, you'll believe her.
Right.
Okay.
And any hotel clerk in the United States that works at midnight, because I'd be like, yo, what'd you eat at 10 o'clock last night? Oh, I ate this Chinese food from Hunan or somewhere. Mm-hmm. I will believe a third shift hotel clerk because they got to eat how they eat. They ain't got no choice. They either got to get it at 9 o'clock and eat it later. So they are the people that kind of eat like I like to eat anyway, because I don't eat it fresh. If I ever eat it fresh, it's at the greatest buffet on earth, but we'll talk about that later.
So the reason this is coming up is because I convinced you to get Chinese food last night instead of Japanese food.
Right.
And I think I sold him because I was like, this is at the mall. We need to go get it. It's really good. And it's really good leftover.
Yes.
And that's the thing that you're going to learn this evening about Stir Fry 88.
Stir Fry 88 to Vienna Mall.
Yes, is that their food is amazing leftover. I know a lot of people don't eat leftover foods, whatever, to each their own, but I'm a leftover girly, and I don't like to waste. So, I had it as leftovers before, and I just sold you on it. So what'd you think of the first time trying it?
First time trying it was a great presentation. Beef and broccoli just needed a little bit more brown. Yeah, beef and chicken needed a little bit more sauce on it. Noodles were fine. Just needed some vegetables in there. And these are minor critiques because these are things that are expected of me when I go to these places to eat.
And what they do with Stir Fry 88, you have combo plates. So you get either noodles and rice, and then you can pick whatever else you want to add it. So combo 1 is you just pick one extra thing to put in with your noodles or rice. Combo 2, combo 3. So I got you a combo 3 with chicken and broccoli. I got you the bourbon chicken.
Yes.
And I got sweet and sour chicken.
What's yours?
And no, I got sweet and sour chicken with yours too. It's in the fridge. You haven't eaten it yet.
Oh damn! If I had known that, I would have crushed that too.
Well, I offered you to try a piece because
you called it a chicken ball, and I ain't want no chicken ball.
Right. But I mean, that's what it is because the sweet and sour chicken in a lot of places have the sauce on it.
Yeah.
Because remember where we went one time?
Yeah, it was weird.
It was in Ashland, Ohio. We ordered sweet and sour chicken, and they smothered that stuff with a sweet and sour sauce.
Right.
It's like, I just want that breaded chicken. I don't want no extra sauce on it.
Which I want to say that was a one occurrence because everywhere I've ever been separates the sauce. It never, because you have a choice. Because my mom eats sweet and sour pork and shit and all this other stuff, but she don't ever dip it in that red sauce. She just eats that. Yeah.
I want that red sauce for my cheese wontons.
Yeah, cheese wontons all day long, you know?
Yeah.
So, in my journeys, you know, we were in Charlottesville during the pandemic. We ate at someplace near UVA, so shout out to the Cavaliers. And you can describe the location because
Like, I don't even know how we found it. I think we just Googled Chinese restaurants, and whatever had the biggest review is the one we decided to go to. I don't even think it was the closest one. So that is the one time you took the advice of a Google reviewer, and it turned out to the best decision we made.
Right.
Because we ate it, and I think I got
the last time
sesame chicken,
yeah,
and then rice. I think you got the same thing. And you loved it so much you wanted it the next evening.
yes,
And I don't think we got it that evening, but it was the night before we left. You went ahead and got it again, and I think we might have shared that one,
Right.
because I wasn't really interested in a whole
taking a Chinese food again.
yeah, and not because it wasn't good. It's just because I just didn't want it that soon.
And shout out to them because they did something with their fried rice that a lot of them don't do. They didn't put eggs in it. That's one thing
right.
that's got me in certain places because they put little eggs in it. And I'm like,
Egg fried rice, yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. But they didn't have eggs in it. And what I did with sesame seed chicken is I took the juice or the stickiness, wrapped rice around it, and
Yeah.
that's why I liked it. And what's weird now, since that time, I haven't eaten sesame seed chicken.
Right.
And I don't, like, now it just has a different...
It's kind of dry and
Right.
too spicy.
And if you notice that, like, when we go to buffets, you don't necessarily see it out very much.
Right.
So I think it's something that's dying off, which they switch things up just like the tilapia. I'll do an episode on West Virginia Complex about that later.
Right.
But,
So orange chicken is the new go-to.
Yeah.
It is really tender and juicy, and it has good flavor, and I'm just like,
drink that, eat that with one of them. I said eat that and drink that with one of my Coke Zeros, and I'm in heaven. So Stir Fry 88, you get a good mark with me. You are the best Chinese food in Parkersburg.
yes.
And to the other ones, that one that's off of Emerson in the corner by Papa John's, your second place. And then Mineral Wells gets it, but Mineral Wells is expensive. I'm not going to even
Right. They're
shoot
not
the
even
gun.
upfront about that.
Yeah, I'm not going to make fun of y'all or nothing, but y'all own an actual conglomerate. Nobody can mess with y'all in your hemisphere. So you do what you do, and you close on Mondays like every other Chinese place.
See, I haven't had that one in a while.
Right, it would be good to try it, but I know the things that I eat now, so
Right.
they got to make them right, and if they don't make them right, I'm just...
Right. So let's talk about your first Chinese restaurant that you fell in love with.
All right, so...
In your home state.
Yeah, in the home state of Virginia, back in up on Candler's Mountain where I'm from, my father, Wilbert, God rest his soul, my mother, Rosalind, she's still here with us, but sometimes, you know, whatever. And my oldest sister, Valen...
Sorry, Miss Rosalind, when you hear that
Yeah, my
part.
oldest sister, Valen, and I, on Fridays, because we would get an allowance, he would ask us where we would want to go eat. And we would go to this place near the Kmart, out there on Ward's Road, because Ward's Road is our strip that everybody cruises up and down. And it was a restaurant called Shanghai Express. Now, the reason that this is very vivid for me is because I have a great memory.
You do.
When you go inside this restaurant, because me and you actually, we ate there and we went inside also. We went inside and picked up our food, because it was 2018 when we went. First time you went down to Virginia with me. I know your memory's bad, but whatever.
It is.
Because it was after we got to Glizzy's. Because it was the day after we got to Glizzy's. That's how I remember. And the Glizzy's...
Those are hot dogs for anybody that isn't up to his slang.
Yeah, when I do Glizzy's, it's like this.
Like you're milking something.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Go ahead and do it again. Just don't do that with your mouth open. Oh, I wish I was recording that for you all. I would have posted it on the TikTok.
But when I seen the hip hop kids talking about Glizzy's, they did it like this, and I was like, I held my face and laughed. I said, I'll do it on the low as a joke because people thought it was funny for me, but they're actually doing their dance and they're like Glizzy, and I'm like, if you hold a hot dog like that, that's not eating a hot dog. Anyway,
Wrong hot dog.
So my dad would take us over there. R20 was my meal. It was the sesame seed chicken. It came with good fried rice. Came with one egg roll. And the thing was, you got to drink too. And this price stood still until like 2018. I mean, this was something that like even back from 1990s, because my father passed away in 94, so you know I had to get that shit like 91, 92. You go inside of here and it had the lampshades and everything from Popeyes still in it. And they're still there to this day. So I never got that Popeyes, but that's another story for another day that encouraged Popeyes later on because I always saw them. And I'm considered, everybody calls me Bruno because I got this top heaviness and this real small bottom. So all that related. So I'd go in there
Hips. He means hips.
Yeah, no hips. Yeah, no hips. That's what I meant, no hips. That's what I really meant. So, going along with this, my dad would encourage me to try different things. But, you know, I was like this. And everybody knows I'm very stubborn. I stay with
Definitely.
I stay with R20, and you get something different, and I'll try it.
Okay.
So my dad did that. My mom, she would eat stuff, and my sister would eat whatever, but we don't go into detail about her because she was a little morbid. She just ate egg rolls. She would eat like 4 egg rolls, and it made no sense because everybody knows when you get fresh, hot egg rolls, they still got grease in them.
Yeah.
And them bitches would burn the sides of her mouth. And she would get angry, and like, you know this cardinally, so let them things sit for a second. My food was always steaming hot, and the lady that was running it, she fixed everything good. And if you got through the drive-thru, that's what I liked about it. This was a drive-thru Chinese restaurant.
Okay.
So
well, you said it wasn't an old Popeyes building, so that makes sense.
So being a drive-thru, it only took, like on your lunch break, like when I was working there in the summers and different things, it only took 10 minutes to get your food, so you get 20 minutes to eat. Now, if you sat in there and ate it, you had your full time minus your drive to wherever you had to go, which who cares about that? Because we're going to take your time anyway, Walmart or whoever you are. So, my dad and all, we just enjoyed it. You could get refills on drinks, and at a time, I didn't realize this growing up. McDonald's and all that stuff, chain restaurants always gave you refills, but a lot of times when you went to mom and pop places, like this being a Chinese restaurant, you had to pay for refills. Okay. And this was something my mom reminded me of just this past week when I was talking to her. She's like, you remember when we went to the Chinese place on Waterlick? Now, the Chinese place on Waterlick is another story. Anybody that knows me, the Chinese buffet on Waterlick, if it was still around, me and Stacy would be in there, and I would just be breaking crab legs, like, snap into a crab leg. And it just didn't go that way. But this Chinese restaurant was the greatest restaurant and still is to this day in my life, not because it was something that I had with my father, but because it was a drive-thru. It wasn't no Panda Express, but you could get what you wanted quick, go back to your hotel, go back to your home, eat your food and enjoy it with your family, or you could eat it in there and wonder why they still had the Popeye shit still up in the ceiling and everything, painting and everything. And then outside of that, tell them about your experience with Chinese food.
Which one?
Any of it.
I mean, I don't know. We used to have the buffet up at the mall.
Yes.
Beside of Toys R Us.
Yeah,
which
we
is
were
no
there.
longer there. I took you in there a few times. I think my dad's the only place that I know my dad to have ever gone into a store to purchase and eat Chinese food was that one. And it was the best one in the Parkersburg area, in my opinion, for the longest time. And then they got shut down. Whatever happened there, this and that, whatever. Just know, it don't matter what the health code is in a Chinese restaurant. You could give me a level 5 being the worst cleanliness in there. As long as that Chinese food tastes good, I'm still going to eat it.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry. Leave my freaking Chinese restaurants alone.
And they had fucking frog legs.
Right. And it was a huge buffet. And that was the first time I kind of remember trying different things.
Right.
I remember I wasn't too huge on Chinese food when I was younger. But when I did get it, it was only sesame chicken and rice. And I wouldn't eat a whole lot of it. But then they had to close it down, and we had to find a new
Toys
one.
R Us too. Toys R Us helped that shit close.
I think it's Toys R Us's fault that the Chinese restaurant got closed.
Right. And then what happened to me with the Chinese people was I was like, damn, y'all could have opened another one somewhere. Right. And they motherfuckers just left and went to Ohio. They did go to Ohio.
See, if that's the same one in Ohio, I don't know, because we went one time to the one over in Marietta and it was good, and then we went back a second time and it was awful.
It got put on the ban list.
Right, but I also think that it was awful because it wasn't busy.
Right.
And that's the thing you got to remember. If you're going into a Chinese restaurant, buffet style, and it's not busy, like when we were in Florida, it wasn't busy. So it wasn't up to its highest quality because they're not putting out fresh food as often because that would be too much waste.
Right.
So I would rather sit around for 10, 20, 30 minutes waiting for something to open, a seat to open, to have Chinese food than I would to go in and get seated real fast.
I can go with that. Now, Charleston, West Virginia.
Yes.
One of my many hometowns, one of the 52 hometowns that I have. I think it's number 25. But we'll just say it's 27. Or no, fuck it. It's number 17. 17, my hometown city, Charleston, West Virginia. So when I came there, Main Kwong was the big thing. Because it's East End, hot to death, whatever. Walk and Roll Express was amazing. On the west side by Papa John's. Over in that little area by Jordan and them. Shout out to the wireless people over there. And like the walk and roll was grilled, and that's a different experience because when you get that motherfucking sesame seed chicken grilled, it's not dry because it's grilled and then that sauce is slapped on it. Slap.
Oh, you mean kind of like they do at the Japanese place where they grill it in front of you, or is it completely
similar
different
like
than
that?
that?
Yes.
Okay, it's just Chinese type.
Right, and the sauces are just slapped on instead of cooked in it. So
Okay.
being slapped on, you're getting a good taste of chicken, and you're getting so it's all moist. I know that sounds weird when you're talking about food, but that
If you
moist.
don't like that word, sorry.
Yeah, that delivery was so good, but and it probably still exists. You know, matter of fact, it does because I wrote past
Walk and
it.
Roll is the building is still over there. Yes.
Yeah, so no telling what happened to that. But Main Kwang fell off when it went under different ownership, and then I went on to China One when we lived in Charleston on the East End.
Well, because when we lived over there, I remember getting Main Kwang a few times. The first time it was really good. The second time it was subpar.
Right.
So you decided, I think you passed China One, and I don't know how you ended up with it. Do you remember?
Yeah, it's an odd story. I had passed by China One. Mind you, I've been in Charleston 10 years before.
Right.
And never went to China One because I was like, it was China One and then there's a fancier Chinese place.
Yeah, it
by
was in
Aaron.
a weird spot.
Yeah, it was hard to get to.
It is in a weird
and
spot.
Canal City's a hard place to travel anyway. So I went to China One for lunch for us one day.
Yeah.
I just, because I looked at the menu and I'm sorry I did this, but it was cheap.
Right.
And we got, and I remember this to the day, we got sweet and sour chicken, we got the mixed vegetables, and then we didn't get extra brown sauce then.
No.
And then I don't know, whatever the other thing was, it was something I eat because it wasn't nothing you eat.
It was either beef and broccoli or chicken and broccoli.
Yeah, something because you don't touch that kind
Right.
of shit.
You also do shrimp and broccoli.
Yeah,
I
here and
think.
there, and because they put the big shrimp in there.
Yeah.
So, and when I want to get gassy, I'll just eat that, and it'll ruin my life for a week. So we got it, and we split it up. We ate it,
Yeah.
and the rice soaked in the brown sauce was good. Because I want to say, honestly, we had white rice. We didn't even have fried rice. Because their fried rice had some tricky stuff in it.
The first time.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we ate it, we ate the rice. And we eat rice with Chinese food, but it's a compliment. It's a compliment part to the dish.
Right.
It's not something that's prior. But me and you, in my famous words, we fucked that shit up. And we both agreed. We're sitting there because you had your little setup. And I had the podcast set up right here on that weird table we had.
Oh yeah, because I was work from home by then.
Right. So you had your setup, where
Yeah.
it was with the air conditioning and everything. Was it the sit-down air conditioning? I don't even remember what it was. But either way, you had your operation set up.
I was in the kitchen.
Right.
All
but,
I remember.
But we had an air conditioner or something in there because it stayed cool. That was
The
one
portable
of the,
one.
Yeah, it stayed cold as fuck in there. And anyway, we ate the food and we both agreed. It wasn't like a stand thing or like a mental thing, but we were both like, we needed more brown sauce.
Right. And I think what it was is I wasn't huge on the vegetables before you ordered that. And I think you got broccoli, or you got beef or chicken that time. Because when I tried the broccoli and carrots out of yours, I fell in love with them.
And it was
their vegetables are amazing.
And they cook them all the way through. That's one thing I got to be careful about with anywhere we go. It doesn't matter if it's Chinese, whatever. But yeah, in that experience from there, it was cheap and we would do it at lunchtime, never at dinner time.
Right. Well, I think that we've done it dinner time once, but then you realize that there was a price difference. And so you would always make sure you got over there in time. At one point, I remember we would do an order of the sweet and sour chicken lunch special, which came with a bed of the fried rice.
Yes.
We would do an order of the vegetables, which also came with white rice, which we never ate.
Right.
And then you would get whatever you decided you wanted to get for that night. And then sometimes we would only do the sweet and sour chicken and the mixed vegetables, and we would split it because that is the one thing that the Chinese restaurant culture environment type things do. They give you your money's worth of food.
Right. It ain't like the Mexican places where they used to give us good amounts and now we're able to get anything.
Now it's skimpy.
Right.
I barely feel
Except
my
for Ravenswood.
fajitas.
I would like to go to Ravenswood today if you take me.
We have to talk to the child.
Well, yeah, we'll talk to the child. So anyway, to wrap all this, hold on, whoa, I almost fucked up the show. We didn't talk about the King Kong. We didn't talk about the King Kong. So
the King Kong of the restaurants?
Yeah, so here's the deal. If you pass China One by accident and you go past Cookout, because you can Cookout is the episode we got to do on its own.
Let me just interrupt you. If you're looking for a meal that you're going to take home and you live in Charleston, go to China One.
Yes.
Tell them JR sent you from WV Uncommon Place sent you, and she's amazing. It's the same lady. She's very nice, always nice to you, friendly with you. You even ordered one time and forgot to go get it, and she was so nice about that. afterwards.
And I accidentally paid for a meal once with some money, like $50, and I didn't get my change because I was in a rush. And she held my change until I came back like 2 weeks later.
I think that is the one thing that I miss about being down there, is because the community of her. Like, I miss you interacting with her as much because she always made us feel wanted. Yeah. And if you want a buffet style,
the King Kong
of Chinese restaurants, you want to go to
Canal City Buffet. We don't know the name of it. It's just called Canal City Chinese Buffet. It is in the plaza beside the DMV.
Yes.
It's up there with Gabe's. It's up there with
there's a shoe store.
And it's near the Kroger's with the gas station.
Yeah, it's right between Dollar Tree and I think Optimum.
Right. And the cool thing about this is, and this is for any travelers, you get off one of the exits, get your food, eat it, and then you go back to Virginia. Or you go to North Carolina because you're going to pass Beckley. It's when you are leaving Charleston.
Yeah. So my favorite part of this restaurant is that they have everything in there.
Yes.
You have your Chinese food. You have your salads if you want to be healthy. They have fruits. They have
sushi,
American type foods. Because I remember seeing them have like French fries and chicken tenders and stuff like that kids would eat too.
Yes.
And I mean, I've never went in there and had a bad experience. It's kind of like the equivalent to the Parkersburg buffet.
Right, and no disrespect to that one in Lynchburg, but that one in Lynchburg cannot touch the hibachi down there.
No.
It cannot touch this one. If you were traveling from Virginia and you got to go to Indianapolis, this is a place to tell you to stop because you got to come through Charleston on 64 regardless.
Yep.
Drop off the Canal City exit, wrap around, get you something to eat. Admire one half of a mountain and then get back on the road.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things that you can dive into and it'll become part of your travel itinerary. Like I have certain places I stop around the United States that I eat at just because it's there. And
Right. Plus, it's a good exit to come off of. They have Kroger's, Gabe's. They have plenty of gas stations that you can fill up on. So it's not like you would only have to come off of there because you're eating. You know, come off, get refreshed on everything, take a walk down Gabe's and see what we have to offer there, or they have to offer there. I don't work there.
Yeah. and enjoy it, like, because that'd be something that is just like crazy and you would just have a good time with it. So not to carry it on any longer, I want to say this: Canal City Chinese Buffet is the best.
Yes, but if you guys have any recommendations, like if you've been there and you know a restaurant that is better than any of the ones that we have described, shoot us a message. You can find us on Instagram, Sparrows UnderReview. You can send us an email, sparrowsunderreview@gmail.com. Flatwoods. There's one in there that we really enjoyed. We were when JR came back in 2019, he worked at the Walmart in Summersville, and we were always looking for new places to eat because, like, I kind of just pretty much moved in with you at that point.
Right.
And you were stuck with me. And so when we Googled Chinese restaurants, that's one that popped up. So we did go out to Flatwoods
quite a few
in
times.
Braxton County, West Virginia. And I think that was our favorite one until we found the one in Kanawha City.
Right. Or we came back to it because you've eaten it before me. I had eaten it before you too. Like you had eaten it because you told me, me and Zach Swagger used to go out there.
Okay, I don't remember.
But it wasn't great back then.
Right, maybe. But it was good. Like we haven't eaten it in a long time, so we're gonna have to head down there anyways.
Right.
We need to go to Summersville Lake and the New River Gorge and all that stuff. But anyways, if you have any recommendations, shoot us a message, even if it's in a different state, like from here to Florida or over to Indianapolis, or as far as I don't know, what do you say top wise? Baltimore area,
I mean, you can
Pittsburgh,
let's do it all the way
something.
I have a conference in Portland. I was gonna say Portland, Maine, in November for podcasting. So let me know what kind of Chinese food y'all got all the way up there, or even if, because I got to get the passport taken care of real soon. Nova Scotia, because that's one place I'd like to visit on my radar. So gonna get the passport taken care of. Actually, not next week, but the week after, because I will be doing some international travel, continental wise. So most definitely do that there.
So yeah, keep us on. Let us know what to try next. Like I love food. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. I love food. So.
And I enjoy food because it burns through my body.
On that note, I'm Stacy.
And I'm JR.